your Imam or that Imam has had a very correct position on many things over the years. Some of the formalities show a lack of textual feeling for what's going on in the environment. But about the government attacks on the Muslims down there, on World War III, we probably up to World War IV by now, because this has just been a non-declared war on Muslims all the time, every time. So we are at war. Yes. World War III was the Iran-Iraq war, when the whole world was on one side against Iran. There was nobody on Iran's side. That was World War III. That's what we call World War III. Now, what was the other part he wanted to teach on?
He said that World War III has started. NATO is in peace of Syria.
NATO, everybody's in Syria. Look, here was the deal. We talked about the strategic alliance for years. Iran, Iraq, Syria, and who else? Iran, Iraq, Syria. Yeah, Russia, and now we would have to put Yemen in there, you know. And for the region, there's other countries that are regionally. Hey, man, just hold on for a second. What I was reading the other day, it says Turkey, Iran, and Pakistan did da-da-da-da-da. I said, they're getting close now. So if you got Uthmaniyya, Safavids in Iran, and the hangover from the Mughal Empire, yeah, hang-alongs. Hey, man, I read that we've been calling for that for a long time. Now, what was the other part?
Yeah, the last part was.
No, Iran. Let me get back to that. If you go back a few years, they had knocked over Libya. For no reason, we're taking this. We're just taking this, and they got all the oil. They do this, and it's no harmony there now. No nothing. They sexually assaulted Gaddafi. They did. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Okay. Then all the Europeans and the Americans was in on it. And that old hag Hillary Clinton was making a joke. We came, we saw, we conquered, or something, right? Huh?
He died. We came, we saw, he died.
He died, yeah. It's pitiful. Now, North Africa goes across. North Africa has a mountainous green belt in Algeria and in Morocco and what have you. It's called Atlas Mountains or what have you. And North Africa, right at the Mediterranean, is old places of Carthage, Carthaginians, and all of that. In Africa, the further you go south, you get into the desert. And you get, the farther away from you get in the coast, you get, on the coast you deal with Mediterranean influence. It's right down, Algiers, they're right down the coast, all those other cities, right down the coast. The further south you go, when we was in Algeria, we would ask sometime, is there still slavery? This is 50 years ago now. Is there still black servants down in the south? So, but that whole ring of Chad and all of that, Gaddafi was known as the king of Africa. It was a joke, but he helped Africans with money, infrastructure. Nobody else helps Africa with nothing. Okay, so that's one of the reasons they wanted to get rid of him. The other thing is he kept a lot of gold. The other thing is he was always anti the sweetie pie Arabs, Saudis, the Gulf state Arabs, you know. Technically white folks lovers. But you know, Gaddafi was a white girl lover. I mean, you know, he'd hit on every white woman that came there. They just couldn't. All of the reporters and all of that, maybe they lying, but Arabs like Negroes or like past Negroes. You know, that was a time when white women had a lot of credibility. They're losing, you know what I mean? They're losing, they're still a little bit there for them, but it's not what it used to be. It used to be a big deal. Now it's common. Okay, now to teach on Libya is like to jump across the Mediterranean to Syria. You have Iraq, you have Iran, and what happened was they always wanted to attack Iran first. It's always been on the list. But they never got there. Why? Because when they came to Syria, Iran knew, and everybody in the region knew, you done destroyed Iraq already. You done destroyed Afghanistan. You're trying to get to Iran. So Iran stopped them there. Well, they slowed them down. The Russians helped, the combinations of Russia and Iran put a lot of hurt on them. And remember, America was so-called fighting for over 2 years against them guys, bombing. They never hit nobody. The Russians bombed, I'm telling you, within 3 weeks. Hey, I'm just saying, World War III has been going on. But that strategic alliance is stronger now. They swore they was going to get rid of Syria. They did it. They haven't did it. Of course, the U.S. still, imagine, Syria needs all of its own oil, but the U.S. is in there pumping oil and giving it to its allies to sell. Yeah, to the Kurds, not the people. And the Kurds is dumb enough to do it. See, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, that's not always true. If you have ethics and morals, that enemy is my enemy and is your enemy. But that don't make me and you friends, because we got the same enemy. Because of your historical behavior. And boss man, he got it bad dumping allies. And the first ally he's gonna dump, old Marcos in the Philippines with Reagan. Oh, Mr. President, this is happening. It's beyond me. I don't have nothing. My hands is tied. That's what he's telling Marcos when they getting ready to get rid of him. And anybody else that they've, everybody, oh my goodness, it's terrible, But there's nothing we could do about it. we have competing interests in this region. So Iran is still center stage. Iraq is second stage. Syria is third stage. Yemen had some things happen there the other day, but all of them are categorically anti-American, and there's some unity amongst all of them. So the move is to destroy that old alliance that we talked about. It's not going to work, because Iraq is getting rid of Americans, because, if it's 2 or 3 left. Iraq, Americans are lied to their own people all the time. Nobody got hurt over here, but everybody got concussions, and as people talk about, man, there's people killed. And Iran was trying not to kill them, because Arif and them called ahead and said, we're going to bomb you guys there, right? They were so accurate and so deadly that they said, I don't know how many people, a concussion, they just put a bandage around your head and walk you around the yard 3 times and that's it, right? Why they sent all them people to Germany, right? Remember, when you get wounded, when you get heavy stuff in the Middle East, you go to Germany, Kaiserslautern, Wiesbaden, all them bases. They sent the half of the army to Germany. So who's lying and who's telling the truth? About all that stuff in the middle. Today is January the 3rd. So we hope to hear good news about all of that. I hope that answered some of, did it answer?
Yeah, you touched on all the things that you said. Also, you had another comment too. Bear with me for this moment as well. It said, I answered phone call at Masjid, your Masjid. Name told brother go to Iran. Plus, Iran flew us to UNN. Iranian passenger shot down. We could not get our voice in UN.
Wait a minute. Is that some kind of, somebody been drinking?
I don't know. So this
Yeah, well, I'll read it, but somebody's been drinking. It's just, maybe that's a new backwards,
All right,
sideways.
that last bottom comment there, that one right down there.
Abdullah Kareem.
There's the one.
I answered phone call at Masjid, your Masjid. Well, we'll have to get a phone in a hurry. Told brother, go to Iran. Plus Iran flew us to UNN. Iranian passenger shot down. Would not get our voices. That was years ago. The Vincennes shot down at Bandar Abbas, Iranian airliner. 293 people was killed. Okay. The UN didn't say nothing about it. No, they didn't say absolutely nothing about it. Like they never said anything about it. Not only that, the USA didn't even apologize for shooting down the Iranian airliner. As far as answering the Masjid phone, let's see, has it been 10 years? Wait a minute, it might have been 15 years since we had a phone here. There's been no phone. The last phone here was 202-581-1616. That was, let's say, 15 years ago. So some of it is like the people that was reciting when Pharaoh asked the grandees, what about this dream? He said, it's confused. They told him it's confused medley, right? So that's what that is.
brother did say, though, he said, yes, Aki, South Central. So he said South Central.
He's from South and Central?
I don't know. He just followed up with another message that said, yes, Aki, South Central.
South Central? South Central LA?
Okay, maybe that, yeah, maybe that's where he's from.
Because South Central, he don't mean Southeast. The brother might be, lay off that what you doing now, brother. Just go and get yourself straight. Just whatever it is you're doing, stop. Whatever you're doing, just stop. And the next message, try to put it in order. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, or A, B, C, D, something like that. But not a confused medley.
Just talking about speaking a word of truth.
You're right. No, I'm sorry, brother. I don't know. I don't understand. I hate to be unlearned, but I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. Some of it I get. I tried to answer the one on Syria, and it's important in the region. The Americans was going to get rid of Syria and then get at Iran and break up that strategic alliance. They haven't been able to do that. Everything America has done to itself, everything America has done to us, has all been a benefit. That's all. So we just say alhamdulillah for directing them to do that. Are there any more? Okay, do we have any questions or comments or anything? Okay, you have anything? Okay. Well, did what we said today make any sense, or does it? Okay. Oh, what do you think about the strategy of openness? There's positive and then there's negative things that go with. In the meantime, if you look right here, they turned the water off back here. That was just January. We used a little bit, but it was turned all off. And then right here, when we turn the water on, see this line go way up here?
4481?
Yeah, this is 4481.
Okay.
And that's what, in one day,